Hey ladies and gentlemen, how are we today? I really hope you're doing what you can to stay strong throughout these tough times. But of course we are back again with another freaking video. And let's just say this one is going to be, let's say, emotional. But of course, before we begin, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of this channel so far as we continue to freaking grow. But with that being said, this video was very difficult to make for many reasons, because just like the first one, it gave me an opportunity to go all the way back in time to when this girl started her journey. And I must say to you, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this video is being made is because in part one, I explained the downfall in terms of her physical appearance, okay? And how over the years she'd gained a certain amount of weight, but then at some point she just lost her stomach with no explanation but working out. When that was evident, that wasn't a thing. But of course, today we're here to tackle more of the mental side of things, of the things that she has said to all of you lovely people within that timeline. And the reason why it's so important for us to tackle this mental side of things is because the mental side of things is one of the reasons, or one of the stronger reasons, of why so many people who loved Miss Alexandra Rodriguez so much, that they ended up having this bad taste in their mouth. This taste that drove them to not want to follow her no more. This taste that drove them to a point where now they do not want to necessarily see her succeed, because what she has been doing over the years, as good as it has been, at the same time it has been damaging other people's lives. And it's crazy because there's many times when she's been accountable, but then there's many times she has not. And we're about to go through a pattern of certain events, of certain things that she said, and maybe explain how Miss Alexandra Rodriguez, formerly known as LearningToBeFearless, went from being this plus size girl at 14 to this plus size woman that she is now at size 20, 22, something like that, okay? And how this came back and why it's really affected people. And it's crazy because I could have added so much more clips to this video, because then I know there's people that really want me to crack down when it comes to the sponsorship side of things. Maybe we'll get there for a different part, but this one's more about what she's been telling you this whole time. And to make it worse, what she's been telling herself. And this is something that I believe that mentally, subconsciously, has been the reason why she's put on so much weight over the years and hasn't really cared enough to want to lose it. Because I believe that while she's been telling you lovely people certain things, those things that she's been telling you, she's been telling herself. Because we know she's got a drive to push. We know she's got a drive to not stop. We know she's got a drive to stick by her words. Hence the reason why she got to the stage where she started telling lies. Or at least that's the perception we've been given because of the inconsistency. And sometimes when people stick to a lie or stick to something for so long, they become it. So I believe that her mental behavior is one of the main reasons why she is where she's at now within her own health. But of course, like I said, it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to get a bit emotional because we're going to visit Alex back in 2014, all the way until we get to 2021. Let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be certain parts that I'm going to speak, and there's certain parts that I'm not going to speak. Okay? Now, obviously, I've uploaded this edited video that I made myself onto YouTube, so I can put it on a speed thingamajiggy. Otherwise, boy, we'll be here for a long time. But let's go.
So I'm just gonna tell you guys how I learned to love my body, because I can look in the mirror now and not say, oh my god, I'm like, ew. Now I just say, wow, like, you're beautiful. I love the way I look. I've always been bigger, like I said, and I've lost weight. Loving your body doesn't just have to do with weight. It's mostly psychological. And even though I've lost weight over the past 5 years, I'm still bigger. I'm still curvy, I'm still chubby, what you want to call it. That doesn't make me love myself any less. What you need to learn about your body is gonna come totally from the inside. When you look in that mirror, you might see something totally different than what you really are. I'm not saying I lost weight just because I wanted to, be skinny. That wasn't it at all, trust me. I wanted to lose weight to be more confident in myself and to just be more comfortable in my skin. Loving your body, it has to do with feeling comfortable in your skin, and that takes so long sometimes to develop, which is unfortunate because a lot of people have negative images and voices coming at them all the time. Eventually it drills into your head that you're not what you should be, and that is not the case at all. We need to have more people spreading that you are beautiful because you are, and you can't learn to love your body when you have all of these social medias telling us that we need to look a certain way and to be a certain size, and that number on the scale is so effing important. After a while it just gets really old, I know. But I lost weight to get comfortable in my skin. But in that process, I feel like I would have been a lot happier if I had just learned to love myself during the process too. It's really important, no matter what you look like, no matter what goals you have or what journey you're on, to love yourself in the process. It's a psychological thing, like I said, and it's really hard to just adapt and be like, I love myself, and I love my body, but it doesn't happen overnight. And it's something that takes a long time psychologically and a long time just to get into the right mindset, not worrying about how you look.
Stop right there. So obviously that was 2014, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And in that moment in time itself, everything that she said there was so beautiful, you know? So freaking beautiful. And I could see how much she would have connected with a lot of people back in that timeline. But like I said, there's a certain pattern that she does, and there's a pattern that I want you to notice. The pattern is where she repeatedly will talk about how to love your body no matter what. And that is a key thing, and I absolutely agree. But before we say anything more, let's continue to the next one, which is 2015.
Which is honestly a very new aspect of life. I've actually kind of always been someone who was constantly worrying about my weight and my size and how I looked. When I was younger, I actually always would ask like friends or family, like, oh, like that girl over there, like, am I her size? Like, do I look like that? Like, I was just always constantly worrying about my size and how I looked and how I appeared to others, and just I was always just worried about it. So it's a little bit different for me now to just be kind of living my life and not worrying so much. I am so far from perfect. I've got stretch marks.
Sorry, my bad. My apologies. Let's go back a minute. Just go back a second.
About my weight and my size and how I looked. When I was younger, I actually always would ask like friends or family, like, oh, like that girl over there, like, am I her size? Like, do I look like that? Like.
Now you see at this moment in time here where she talks about when I was younger, she's look at other people and just be like, is that what I look like over there? Is that my size? You see, this is one of the problems that we've had, well, one of the problems that a lot of you lovely people have had with Alex. And the problem that you've had with her is that when you have seen her over the years, and over those years, she's always updated you with whatever size that she's at. Now, of course, throughout these years where she's updated you with what size she's at, obviously you've then looked at her and been like, okay, I'm the same size. I saw her wear that outfit. Maybe I'll go buy something similar or if not the same thing. And you know what? Why not? Because it should fit me just the same, because I have the same body type as hers and I'm also the same size. But what's happened is that when she has said this back then in 2015, she's forgotten the power behind that line itself alone. Because if she's talking about, when I see that person over there, is that person my size? Because when you look at someone sometimes, okay, you might look at someone that's bigger than you. You might look at someone that's smaller than you. And it makes you think, is that person my size? But then if you then lie to people what size you are basically manipulating that tone. Because here's the thing, right? If she comes out and says that she's a size 18, but really and truly she's a size 22. And then someone that's actually a size 18 is watching her, doing what she said that she was doing once upon a time, and then they see her wear this lovely outfit. Well, listen, fashion, the girl's got it. Let's never take that away from her. But of course, if that person says, okay, I'm an 18, she's an 18, but she looks bigger than me. But surely, if she's an 18, maybe it's the camera. Maybe it's the camera that's making her look too big. Maybe it's the camera that's obviously adding that weight, but it happens, right? So then what happens is that person would then go off and say, do you know what, let me go buy an outfit in a similar kind of, that kind of similar outfit or whatnot. To be fair, we've known that she's notorious for taking outfits for free from brands and then selling them on Depop. Anyway, some people might be like, let me go buy that size 18 outfit that she spoke about. You know what I mean? Who knows? But either way, when it comes and then you try it on, or you go to a store and you try on that thing and you're like, hold on a minute. Something ain't right. And this is where we can then add in the word that we've used before. And I say this, and I don't want to say this lightly. I say this in a serious tone. Body dysmorphia. You have to understand something here. Some of the people that I've spoken to have said to me that they got to certain stages watching Alex where they started to believe that maybe they had body dysmorphia because of the way she explains certain things. But clearly, back in 2015, she had this notion. She had this process, of looking at other people and getting a judgment. But somewhere down the line, it changed. But let's continue.
I was just always constantly worrying about my size and how I looked and how I appeared to others, and I was always just worried about it. So it's a little bit different for me now to just be kind of living my life and not worrying so much. I am so far from perfect. I've got stretch marks.
And let's not forget the part where she talks about worrying as well, okay? She used to worry, but now she doesn't. That's the key part as well, to loving yourself and not worrying about
So much. I am so far from perfect. I've got stretch marks, I've got cellulite, I've got scars, I've got all sorts of things going on in my body. But when I look in the mirror, I don't see flaws, I just see characteristics of me. And that's something that we all need to take into consideration. We're all scarred, we're all flawed, but those flaws are not flaws. They're not flaws that we think, they're just characteristics of you, and they make you special. Every single body is different. Just think of how special that is. Like, there's only one of you. Like, you were made a certain way. Like, that's crazy. Like, if you really think about that, that's like a really cool feeling that there's just one of you. God, you gained so much weight.
See, that there was beautiful, man. Beautiful. This woman has got words, man. Like I said, this is emotional because she's been coming out with the correct information that's been so powerful, information that has touched so many people on her channel. So many people, and some of those people are still loyal to her till this day. Can I blame them after seeing some of these clips of such passion, of such amazing words? Absolutely not, I cannot. But at the same time, sometimes people change in life, and when they change, they struggle to take accountability that maybe they are not the same person that they used to be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they cannot do that. Now listen, this is the thing. She speaks about, end of the day, we've got one body, all right? We've got one body. We shouldn't care about da-da-da-da-da, right? Which makes us then wonder, why is it when you decided to go and have that still unconfirmed assumption surgery, why was it so hard for you to admit it? No one would have judged you. No one would have judged you. We already know you had a lap band, and you even explained how you shouldn't have done that in the process. We already know you've had a lipo, but you already explained that too. So why would we see you differently if you said, "Hey guys, you know what? My lower stomach was actually bothering me. I've actually gone and..." Because this woman right here, back in 2014, 2015. Damn, I don't think she would have lied to anybody. I think she would have stuck to the Fearless name. But of course, people change as they grow because more things come into their life. But let's continue. Let's go back a little bit here.
That's crazy. Like, if you really think about that, that's like a really cool feeling that there's just one of you. God, you gained so much weight. Wow. Like, it's a constant mix and juggle of you've gained weight, you've lost weight. And it's really funny because technically I'm the only one who knows really if I've gained or lost weight. But I'm here to tell you today that I did gain weight. So I have gained about 7 pounds over the last maybe like 6 months or so. 7 pounds. And okay, I'm making this video not to be like, hey, I gained 7 pounds. Like, I'm not here to just declare that. I'm here to branch off on that because I've been getting a lot of comments about, well, you gained so much weight. And it's like 7 pounds. 7 pounds. I am someone who will fluctuate her whole life. Is when I read those comments where it's like, oh, you gained weight. I'm like, oh shit, I've gained weight. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, and I like freak out for 1 second. And I'm like, shit, girl, you remember how far we've come. We love our body now. We don't let this make us sad anymore. Okay? It's okay to feel sad for a second, but like at the same time, you just have to remember your worth is so much bigger than your number on the scale. For that, like people.
See, listen, you see what I'm saying here? You see what I'm saying here? This is why I call this so emotional, because she says everything that's so correct, But listen, she in this scene here itself in particular, she speaks about how she knows her weight is always fluctuated. But at the same time, sometimes it's just a number. And at the same time, all about loving yourself. The key to everything, loving yourself. Remember that throughout the video. And if you're still watching the video right now, that means I got you hooked. Which means, of course, now you got to hit that subscribe button. And also the notification bell. Come on, man. Don't waste time, ladies and gentlemen. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Much bigger than your number on the scale. For that, like people ruin their self-worth and base it all on that number. It's too much.
Because you know it. We're not dumb. We're not ignorant to it. We're not blind. But other people think like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe if I tell her to lose weight, she'll do it. Oh, it's really not that fucking simple. And like, shut up. It just gets so old. It just gets so old. And sometimes you just don't want to hear it. I don't know if anyone out there will relate to this. I don't know if I'll even leave this video up. But in this moment, I'm just frustrated and like hoping someone out there can relate. But I have enough self-love and self-confidence in myself to just like shake it off, because I always do, because I know I'm more than that, and I know I'm actually pretty healthy, and I know I work on my weight, and I try to eat healthy, and I work out, and I do the best I can. I do.
I don't love myself even.
See, self-love has been repetitive, but of course in that scene, compared to the rest of the scenes, we saw a very vulnerable Alex. Very vulnerable Alex. That wasn't the same strong character we've seen in the scenes before that. Far from it. It was not. But that's fine, because in life, we can't always be strong, and I completely get it. I completely get it. We all get it. So if they came to a point where maybe she just thought, I just can't do this anymore. I know I fluctuate all the time. And I know I'm gaining. But for some reason, I can't be truthful about it. It's evident that mentally there's been a problem for herself. which isn't fine, but it's fine to the same extent of like we would understand. Now I get it. You're on the channel to be learning to be fearless, right? And listen, she talks about the fact that, you know, she likes to do the workout, she likes to eat good, all that kind of stuff. Fantastic, fantastic. But of course, throughout that timeline, things was happening that I believe that she was blocking off. I think she's someone that blocks off her real emotions. She's someone that just says, you know what? Let me just stay strong. You know what? Let me love myself. And this is the key. Loving herself has probably been, sadly, in her situation, potentially her biggest flaw, because she's consistently said, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. But within that notion of love yourself, she's forgetting that even though you can love yourself, it doesn't mean you should stop to better yourself. And I'm not saying she didn't stop, but clearly she had too many relapses for that timeline. And she did admit throughout the years that she's got that she's a very emotional eater. A lot of us are. That's fine. But the fact is, though, we're getting to this part of self-love so much that the accountability is now starting to fade away, because she was once upon a time someone who I believe was potentially someone that cared to be accountable. But now, we're now seeing a change. We're now seeing a change.
Being a bigger size, because, you know, the size of my pants doesn't define you. I don't love myself even being a bigger size, because, you know, the size of my pants doesn't define me. It doesn't make me sad. It's not something that affects the way I love myself. I still love myself right now. You are allowed to remain body positive and love yourself, but still want to change or better your health, as long as you love yourself right now. It's really, really important, and it gets really misconstrued in the body positive community sometimes. You know, you might get shamed for wanting to lose weight or wanting to better your physical health, but it goes hand in hand with mental health, and that's what it's all about for me. I don't want this to be like a diet, skinny, in your face kind of situation. And I'm not going to be talking about this a lot on my channel, just in the vlogs, really, I think, unless there's like specific videos you guys wanted to see. You know, I filmed the what I eat in a day on Weight Watchers video, and that was just really requested from you guys. And let's talk about Weight Watchers for a second. A couple people have now told me that, like, by me supporting Weight Watchers, I'm like supporting like diet culture and all that stuff. I don't know anything about Weight Watchers, about their meetings or anything like that, besides the fact that I just like the points system. That's pretty much all I like about it. I don't know if we're going to call that diet culture or whatever. I'm just type A. I like things to be, I need to see things, I need to know things like that. And I used to get really, really, really caught up in calorie counting, and it was super unhealthy. I like Weight Watchers because the point system, it's not about calories, it's about consuming more healthy foods, because they have like 0 points, and it pushes me to eat more healthy food, and it helps me stay on track, because I am someone who has portion control problems, and I like to learn about, you know, the nutrition of food, not just calories. That's why I like Weight Watchers. You are 100% allowed to not like it. It just works for me personally. But I would never want anyone to think I'm supporting something that's all about diet culture. I don't know much about it besides the fact that I've only used the app, and I really enjoy it, because it works for me to keep track of food. They even have a system for maintaining weight if you want to just, you know, stay on top of it, because everyone has different relationships with food. Everyone has different kind of necessary tools they need to stay in a healthy place with food. It's not about starving yourself. It's not about calorie counting. It just, and there's so much flexibility in it. I like that I can still go out to dinner with my friends or go on date night and not feel stressed about eating out. Like, there's options, and that's really important, because it kind of teaches me how to, you know, maneuver through life, you know, real life.
Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this real quick. WW, Weight Watchers, has probably been her biggest enemy. Her biggest enemy. Like I said, we're now at the stage where we're starting to see a real effect. We saw on the scene before that we've seen from scene to scene that the weight has started to grow on. Okay. But of course, it's been behind the mental side of things. Now, even when she explains the whole WW program, she definitely explains that it's a program that she can do that allows her to basically not be restricted, which has obviously been a problem, because we've known that she's never wanted to pull away from that. She has stuck with it through and through. And no matter how much she's stuck with through and through, never progression, because she likes the point system. But is the point system a tool that she's using to her own advantage to continue on this path? If that's the case, that she's on a path where she wants to continue, you know, gaining her weight, that's fine. But the problem is accountability. You're avoiding accountability every step of the way. You're finding new tools to not be accountable. WW. Fair enough. I have nothing against WW, because I know WW is something that has worked for many other people, 100%, but has not worked for her. Is it because she's not using it right? Who knows? Or is it because, in my opinion, it's just a tool that she uses to continue on this journey? Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this right now. Do I have an issue with Alex's weight gain over the years? Absolutely not. Why? Because at the end of the day, unlike some of the other girls, you know, I know that her weight isn't something that necessarily defines who she is. What defines who she is, in my opinion, is her fashion and is her willing to decorate her home, okay? Hence the reason why she's so hell-bent to always have sponsors, okay? Which is fine, but she loves the clothes, she loves the fashion, she loves to be trending. Do you? We all have something that we love to do, right? Fantastic, do that. But I believe that the fact that she continuously involved her weight throughout the years has been one of her biggest downfalls. Now, of course, she has no reason not to, you know? She's on a journey. She has no reason not to. But I think at some point when you're on a journey and you start to realize the journey isn't happening anymore because maybe there's roadblocks here and there, maybe there's something that's just affecting you that involves the internet, maybe that's the point where you say, you know what, let me not have this journey anymore on online. Let me just step away. Maybe I'll continue uploading, but I'll just do fashion stuff for them for the time being, okay? I'll do all the other things that I know my subscribers like. And in that process, I'll quietly maybe lose some weight. But the problem with that is that she did state early in the video that she doesn't like it when people say that she's losing weight. And she doesn't like it when people say that she's gaining weight. Which is evident that throughout this whole time, maybe the reason why she's been unable to maintain weight or lose weight and she's more or less gained weight, if anything, maybe it's because she's been unable to focus with the pressures of the internet because she cannot handle comments. And we know with comment sections, if you've seen the videos that I made before, we know when it comes to comments is not her best friend. She doesn't like comments. Hence the reason why she would delete any comment that she does not see fit in the right way to push her forward in her journey. Any comment that gives her some sort of constructive criticism, she doesn't want to know. It has to be blocked. It has to be removed. And that is the saddest thing because like I said before, she's someone that blocks certain things away so she does not have to take accountability. And one thing that I noticed about the videos I was watching today, and I saw plenty, one thing that I noticed is that in the comment section, she rarely interacted with her subscribers. Which did make me wonder though, but why though? Why? She calls them the fearless tribe, right? She created the fearless tribe. But where is the communication? Fair enough, obviously she has the other side of things where, you know, the joins and X, Y, Z, and she goes live and stuff every now and then, but like, she had people screaming at her, screaming love for her in her comment section, but she ignores them. I was like, why though? Is it because she's too busy looking to block off the ones that she doesn't want there, that she neglects the ones that are there to maybe just say, hey, you're doing amazing? But of course, as we already know, even when we praise her and say to her, you look like you've lost weight, she doesn't like it. And this is the problem. She's got this blocking mentality. She's got a mentality that tells me that unless it's something that she's thought of, it doesn't matter what anyone else has thought of. And that's why she's got to block everything off. And this is why the internet is clearly not a place for her if it comes down to her health. If it comes down to maybe her weight. The internet is clearly not the place for her. But if she wants to be in the internet, being the way she is now, but she wants to focus on the fashion and whatnot, fantastic, do that. But of course, long term, she's going to have to one day look at her health and be like, hold on a minute. Because in one of the videos that I saw as well, I noticed that underneath her skin here, there were some dark patches. And someone said to me that at that moment in time when those things happened, people did reach out to her in the comment sections on all platforms saying, hey, you should go and get that checked. But she was resilient to say, no, I'm fine. Why? Because it is not her idea. And that is the problem that she has at hand. Always wanting to be in control of her own narrative. But let's continue.
Situation. You lie about your size. I have not lied about my size, and I think that's something that drives me crazy because you just never win on the internet. Like, no matter what you say, people are always going to think you're lying. Like, a lot of these on here say too, you're the biggest size you've ever been and you're in denial about it. Guys, I have been completely transparent about the fact that I've gained weight and I've talked about it. And I've also been transparent in saying that since I've gotten to a healthier mindset, I've lost some of the weight that I gained. And I don't know why people think, it's so weird that people think you lie, especially me. Like, I'm like the one person, not the one person. I'm one of few who shares like everything with you guys. Like, why would I lie? Like, why bother to lie when I've shared as much as I've shared, you know? Someone said
This is the problem, past tense. She's speaking to us as if she's the old accountable Alex.
Good at hiding when you're feeling sad or upset and just try to keep a smile on no matter what. Yeah, I'm definitely like that. I mean, I've been trying to get like better with that because I do think when I hold stuff in, it ends up just kind of blowing up in my face later, and I need to be better at like processing when I'm feeling a certain way. So go back in time and do
100%. She needs to do better at processing. Needs to do better at. Here's the thing, you know, she's evident in that she's obviously said that. Listen, I know I close up. I know I don't always tell people what I need to tell them. Which is what I think, this is why I believe that this whole thing about loving yourself has been such a key motion in forward. You know, it's just like, because she says it out loud so many times about being comfortable in your body, it's like she's then blocking herself from saying, do you know what, guys? I'm not comfortable. You know what, guys? It's actually not easy right now. And I know she said that from time and time again, but she said them in terms where it's felt more like she was coming at the subscribers rather than reflecting on herself. And this is the problem. Sometimes when she's been accountable, it hasn't been on a call. It's been more on a Q&A situation. But let's continue. As you can see here.
So go back in time and do laser lipo again. I'm considering doing it, but I'm scared. Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room. My double chin. Ooh, let's do a little butterfly. So cute. So years ago, when I was a lot thinner, when I was like a size like 14, 16, I'm like 18, 20 now, mostly a 20 in most stores. I had lost a lot of weight, which I've now gained back. It's just called life. I decided to get laser lipo on my double chin. My double chin is back now. Like, it's back. It's thriving. It's better than ever, because I gained weight back. So the whole thing is, it came back because I gained weight. And I was kind of under the impression when I did it, you can watch all these vlogs, by the way, if you want to look them up, they're still on my channel. I was kind of under the impression that like the double chin would never come back. And they were like, when those fat cells are gone, like they'll never come back there. And like, that's just not true. And I wish I had been educated on that. But obviously I didn't anticipate like gaining all of my weight back. Because I had weighed this much and then I lost, a bunch of weight and now I'm back to where I was. So am I hard on myself about it? Sometimes. It's really hard not to be when I'm a public figure and I face criticism every single day from like endless people online. It's really hard. It's really hard. And I definitely get down on myself. It sucks to like see comments every day of like, oh my God, like I haven't seen her this heavy in like a long time. Like it sucks. It can really, really eat at your self-esteem. And I shared my laser lipo. Oh, this butterfly is just really, really tragic. It's just tragic. Let's just, okay. I shared my laser lipo journey online. And so naturally, like you guys know about it and like having like full-blown double chin again, people criticize a lot and I get down on myself because it sucks. Like it was a waste of money, it was a waste of time, but at the same time I have to just let go of that feeling and remember that life happens. Like life happened, I gained my weight back, I am working on being the healthiest happy version of myself. I'm trying to get to a really healthy place. I feel very healthy. I'm working on myself. Oh my God, I've been rambling, I'm so sorry. The bottom line is, would I go back and do the laser lipo again? Probably not, simply because I gained my weight back and I still have a double chin because I gained that weight back. You just never know where life's gonna take you though. Like there's just no point because you just don't know where life's gonna take you. I don't know. If you're not gonna gain weight, you're not prone to weight gain, maybe it's for you. But I'm just embracing myself the way I am. I'm over it. I just can't take it.
Now, it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. Within that conversation itself that she had there, when she potentially had the assumption we have that she had surgery on her lower belly, the question is she afraid to tell us because she's afraid that she's going to grow back? Is she afraid that because once upon a time she told everyone about the lipo? And I remember at that time as well, or at least going back to that time, I know there's a few people that kind of backlashed a little bit, but apart from that, most of her loyal people stayed loyal to her, which is fantastic, okay? Because the girl, all she wanted to do was literally get rid of a little bit of chin. That's about it. Listen, if someone wants to go and get a little bit of lipo to get rid of whatever they want to get rid of, listen, go for it. Do you. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. But of course, at the same time, don't reverse it, Now, obviously, in this situation itself here, Alex obviously reversed that situation itself. To be fair, she even reversed, and let's not forget that she had a lap band at once upon a time too. So she reversed the process of that lap band, because I remember watching the video. I don't know why I took the clip out, but when she explained the lap band situation, she explained that when she got it, it helped her learn how to be in a deficit, but that wasn't the word. She just said that she learned how to eat food at a certain portion. Do you know what I mean? That's a portion control. That's what she said, right? But of course, portion control, since she's had it removed, hasn't been her best friend. She then obviously had the lipo. It's come back. So it makes me wonder, when she made the choice to have this surgery that we assume that she had, because with evidence that we have shown before in previous videos where we've seen her belly button change shape, we've seen the thing, I believe it's the mole, the birthmark on her stomach move places. It's evident that she predominantly probably did have one, but maybe the reason why she hasn't been able to tell us, or maybe the reason why she doesn't want to tell anyone, is maybe it's because she's afraid that it's going to grow back. And to be fair, it has been evident as of late that in some of her cloven hose, it looks like maybe it has started to creep back. Why? Because she's still fluctuating within her weight. Which normally in this video I would say which is fine, but I guess to be honest with you, I'd be lying if I said it's fine. It's clearly evident that it's not fine, because no matter how many times she's trying to fix certain things or improve certain things, she keeps relapsing, or she keeps just making it worse, And then I say, but why? I think it's her struggling to have accountability in her own head. It's her telling herself that, hey, I'm going to love myself no matter what anyway. Hey, I'm going to be fearless. Hey, I've got a man in my life. Hey, I'm married now. Hey, I've got a home. Hey, I've got a profession. I feel like there's so many things there that's kind of stopping her. because she has everything that she's ever wanted anyway. So he's like, if I can have all this, then why should I even lose this or improve this, you know? But listen, she doesn't have to lose weight, you know? No one has to do that. It's just that obviously it comes down to her health. And this is the thing, if she came out one day and said, you know what, guys? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to lose any weight anymore. You know what, guys? Yes, I had a surgery, you know? But I realized that the fearless person that I thought I was, I just don't see myself being that fearless anymore, you know? I realized that I'm now at a stage in my life where maybe I need to either one, continue to do what I do and what I'm doing in YouTube, but honest as hell, or maybe come off it and maybe really bring back that fearless character that I needed, that I said I was gonna bring, but do it away from the scene, away from all social media platforms. Because one thing that we need to talk about right now is that Alex has not uploaded in a very long time now on her fitness or her health Instagram page. A lot of people been saying, Madzie, can you please make a video on that? And I'm like, whoa, I can't just make a video out of that. I've got to make sure there's context. And in this context here, we know she's now shied away from that too. Why? We don't know. We really don't know. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. We are now at the last scene.
Myself the way I am. I'm over it. I just can't take it anymore. I have been just seeing so many incredibly terrible like videos and channels talking about me in like the worst way, and it's painful. It's painful. And
now let's just talk about this scene here. As you can see, she said channels. I've got the channels here. These are not all the channels. There are more channels out there that I just couldn't find because I know some people have either taking their videos down or whatever, you know. Some people just had them for the moment, but there are some more. But these are some of the channels that have come out to express their feelings towards Alex, you know. And it's clear evident that some of these channels, along with mine as well, have now made this impact to her life. They've now made this impact that has put her in a situation where she's like, you know, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And of course, it's going to potentially cause a panic attack, you know. Why wouldn't it? But the matter of fact is, though, let me just say this. I'm new to this scene. Before me, we had Who Is She is back with Are You okay? And I know these two predominantly was here for a while, you know, doing their thing, you know, really trying to not necessarily call out Alex in a negative way per se. I know obviously sometimes some people's approach can be slightly more aggressive than you needed to be, but at the same time, no, when you've upset people so much and they want to deliver the information, sometimes people just don't know how to channel it in the way that you need to hear it in. You know what I mean? Sometimes people just want to channel it in the way that they feel. And you can never ever fault for someone for channeling their frustration in the way they feel. You just couldn't do that. Okay? Some of these channels have made one or two videos, you know, expressing their feelings, you know? But at the end of the day, it is evident that what we have seen over the years now, or what a lot of these people have experienced firsthand from Alex's inconsistency within her mentality in terms of what she says, but then she doesn't back it up, and in terms of how she's progressed visually and then just doesn't want to be accountable for the truth, is bizarre. And that's why there's now a growth within reaction channels, comedy channels, wanting to speak up, not just for themselves, but for all the other women and girls and, you know, who have been watching her. I was speaking to someone the other day telling me that, yeah, man, I used to work at this place and I bumped into I used to work at this place and there was a student there, and the student was telling me how she watches Alexandra. I was like, really? What? You know? I was like, yay. But listen, we'll leave that one untold. But let's continue.
I just don't understand why anyone chooses to spend their time in such a negative way, and the world just needs so much more love. And it's baffling to me. Like, I'm a person. And I'm so incredibly thankful for the love I receive every day as well. Far more love, of course, but like the hate online.
See, this is the thing, you know. Remember when I said to you guys in the video that the problem with Alex is that everything has to be on her accord. This is the problem. She loves to talk about herself, that she's a person. We know you're a person. But what about all the other people who you've affected, though? What about them? You may not see it, or you may see it and you may want to ignore it. You may think, hey, maybe this is going to surpass. Maybe whoever's behind the camera with you, your manager, I'm assuming you must have one or something. Maybe they're saying, now we'll just let it blow over. And listen, yes, it may blow over. This may all go away. But you know what's never going to go away? The people that have been affected by, you know, sadly, your encouraging words. but then the encouraging words that you then seem to have turned your back on time and time again, because those encouraging words that you spoke about loving yourself, just that line itself, love yourself, is a phrase that you have used your whole entire YouTube career to allow yourself to manipulate yourself as well as your audience. But if you've been truthful throughout the whole generation about, hey guys, I ain't doing too good. Or hey guys, I am doing good, and you know what, I love to eat. Hey guys, yeah, I put on a couple of pounds there, but you know what, it is what it is. I'll probably put on a couple more, but it is what it is. That's me, you know what, I'm all about the fashion anyway. If anything, you know, or at least when it comes to, or at least you don't even have to do that. Or even when you're doing your clothing hauls, or you're just talking about your size, you know, because remember, size is something that she has spoken about herself repeatedly. Don't say to me why I was coming after her because of her size. This has nothing to do with me coming after her based on her size. What I'm trying to say is that she's repeatedly spoke about her size so many times over the freaking years. And the problem is that within that context itself alone, it has affected so many people who look at her and think, I am the same size as you. No. That look at her and be like, she says she's one size. They'll be like, whoa. Do I look like that? And the thing is, when people look at her and say, whoa, do I look like that? They don't mean, oh, like, yes, fair enough. They're like, oh, am I that big? But they don't mean it in a malicious way. They're just taken back by the fact that they just don't know if they can believe this because it doesn't look right. And then when those people go off and try and do something that she's done based on that size, what happens? Certain people start to get paranoid and start to believe that they potentially may have body. You know the rest. Let's finish.
I've talked to so many of my other like influencer friends, and it's just been so bad this year with quarantine and COVID. I feel like, I don't know if people have more time. I don't know, but it's like, my heart, like, trust me, I'm not like just a stone wall here. Like, I have a heart, I have feelings.
And what about everybody else's hearts? It's not just about Miss Alexandra Rodriguez, especially when you have a tribe called Fearless Tribe. When you got a tribe, you got to lead that tribe. You got to care for them. You got to love for them. Instead of doing what you did in your podcast with your mum, the podcast where you said, oh, I don't want to play any more voice notes. Why? Because they're all making them too long. These are people reaching out because they have concerns of their own. These are people reaching out because you have connected with them. These are people reaching out because they want your advice. And sometimes people just can't put their questions in a space of 3 to 4 minutes. Sometimes it may creep over to 4 minutes and 30 seconds, maybe even that 5-minute mark. What is so bad about that? At least you have people reaching out and wanting to be a part of your journey. At least you have people wanting to be a part of the podcast, you know, because at the end of the day, it's not easy for anyone to just make a platform, grow a fan base, and then say, hey guys, send me your VN so we can play them on the podcast. Do you know how much that takes for a human being to want to put their voice on camera? You know, we talk about face. People being afraid to show their face. That's one thing. People even trying to show their voice is even another thing. The amount of people we see on YouTube nowadays, when they make a video, not only do they cover their face, but they also cover their voice as well. So the fact that you got people that you helped, remember this, let's not forget this, people that she helped bring out their love for themselves. She helped to bring out their confidence enough, their willingness to record a voice that say, hey Alex, I've got this question for you. And yes, they go over a minute or so. You said it yourself, you had nothing to do in the video. You just didn't want to go overtime. So what? Go overtime. Give them what they deserve. Show them that you love them because they are your fearless. Sorry, they was your fearless tribe because clearly fearless isn't a thing no more, right? You retired it, which is fine, but you should have. You should have, 100%. But you can't retire something without the accountability. I said this in one of my videos most recently, and I say it again. Anyone that is on this platform, we are nothing without the people that subscribe to us. We are nothing without the people that join us when we do memberships and patrons. We are nothing without the people that come back week in, week out, day in and day out to watch our videos. We are nothing without these people that, on my side, are the donuts. Oh, what a terrible name. What kind of preference? I just realized that. Yeah. Hey, chill. Let's get back in motion, man. But listen, end of the day, let's finish this off real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
A soul. I don't know if I'll keep this up. I don't know if I'm going to delete it. I just can't not say anything anymore. There has to be a stop to the negativity. I my heart can't take it anymore. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. And maybe it's my fault.
Maybe it's her fault. Maybe it's her fault. You know what? That was the perfect time for her to elaborate on that in that video, but she didn't. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe that should have been the point when you could have been like, maybe I shouldn't have turned my back on certain things. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking about myself so much. And you know, we've already made the video of how she speaks to people how she speaks to subscribers when she doesn't like what they say. Apart from just blocking them, she'll also say things to them that she shouldn't be saying. And at the same time, let's not forget the chain of events we've seen of people in her life, friends and family who we've seen over the years who just disappear. It's because when it comes to this young lady, there is too much of me. And if that's who you are, that is fine. But don't use that side of yourself to hurt others. Because, listen, who is it? I was speaking to someone before. They were telling me that you advertised a mirror. That person went and bought that mirror. The mirror wasn't even that good. But you made it sound it was fantastic. And do you know what was worse? Not only did that person buy that mirror, but then they never saw you use that mirror again in any of your videos. You're getting sponsored by other companies, whether it's a paid sponsor or whether it's a gift sponsor. Either way, whenever you get these sponsors, you take them, you show them on your videos, but then they're never seen again. And if they are seen again, it's on Depop. Accountability. I respect the hustle. We all got to hustle in this world to live a life, 100%. But sometimes some of us want to live that hustle by being honest. Some of us just want to create drama. Some of us just want to lie. People want to create a hustle for themselves in so many different ways. But the way I see it, the most sustainable hustle you could ever have in life is the honest one. Anything that ain't honest will always fall. Especially when it affects the people that made you who you are today in terms of the 4,000K plus subscribers. Which sadly, out of those, not even a quarter of them even tune in anymore. Not even a quarter of them even tune in anymore to watch what you got to say. It's crazy because you'll go over the time, we spoke about so many things, and I want to get married, I want to do this. You finally get engaged. Not to, what's his name, Alan, to Yaman, okay, which is amazing for you guys. But at that point, you were so far gone, people didn't even want to believe that he even proposed. People now don't even believe that you're married. That's sad though, right? People to have that assumption of someone. And now we're at a stage when people now believe, and I have to say this in this video because people keep asking me to talk about it, yeah? People are now under the assumption that they believe that maybe, just maybe, you have this fetish for black men. Some people even believe that maybe you're slightly potentially racist. Now listen, I'm not someone who's going to speak on that kind of thing very heavily because I need to have solid proof for me to actually want to say to someone, hey, I believe you are. Because believe me, I'm not the first person to jump at it. But one thing that I have noticed that has been quite consistent recently is that I haven't had many, but I've had about a few people reach out to me on Instagram trying to say, hey, Madzie, what you're doing to Alex isn't fair, But you know the most... And then I've had people in the comment section, and do you know what they've all had in common? Because it's crazy, because when I've spoken to people that I know behind the scenes, people say to me, yo, I actually think that's just Alex on a burner account. And it's interesting because you know what they all have in common? Every single one of these people that reach out to me to try and make me feel bad for just exploiting you for what you've done to so many lives, the thing that they all have in common is that they all have to keep mentioning my race. What kind of community are you even running on that side? But again, I'm not going to assume that you're behind it, and I'm not going to assume that you are it. And I'm most certainly not going to come out and say that you are a racist. But like I said, there's a lot of things that have not been held accountable. There's a lot of inconsistencies. Recently, I had someone say to me on my channel, I should be reacting to raunchy channels? What does that mean? And that person was from your tribe. But like I said, I'm not going to speak too heavily on that because, I don't like to get in those kind of conversations without concrete advice. Now, also at the same time, there is a tweet out there as well where you do say something that you shouldn't really be saying, right? And sadly, I don't have that tweet available, but it's fine. I can maybe bring it up in another video if necessary, but I don't want to bring it up, to be honest with you, because I don't want this situation that we have going here to turn into something else even more nasty, you know? But at the end of the day, forget all that for 1 second. People are always going to have their assumptions around you. Why? Because you created them yourself. You may think people are creating them, but there's things that you've done that have made loopholes because you're not that intelligent, really and truly. So there's a lot of things that you've done. A lot of people have been like, wait, hold on a minute. Something ain't right. Which is why, like I said before, not even a quarter of your subscribers even watch your stuff anymore. That's a big sign that you have triggered a lot of people amongst all the people that have made the videos. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue going on a whole new rant about something else, let's stick to the topic. I have given you the evidence that I believe says, I believe the reason why this woman has been unable to stay fearless is because she has stayed with this mentality of love yourself no matter what. Because she said that for so long, it's like she has to believe it. And because she has so many subscribers that she's told that you have to love yourself so much, no matter how much weight she gets, she's like, oh, love yourself so much. And like I said before, the main thing is, unless it's Alice's idea, it's irrelevant. That's why the interaction with the subscribers ain't even that great, which is very sad. I mean, honestly, that podcast situation was sad. But I've spoken about that before in another video, so you can go check it out if you want, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, the girl who she was at the beginning was beautiful, man. So beautiful in here. That person's still alive. Alex just has to let that person out. But clearly, let me know what you're thinking, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, and I'll see you down there. Thank you so much for your time. Shout out to every single person. Let's go. And we are done, and we are officially out.